what is really happening in this entire world scenario. Right now, things have been changing. Now, if you see, the war has been escalated to another level. Israel has been bombarding a lot of oil refineries out there in Iran, a lot of trading sectors where Iran heavily needs it during the time of war. Now, Iran started taking revenge from Israel back to back. Iran went on Qatar's oil refinery and then they attacked it, and out there it was destruction and destruction. I mean, for 8 hours there was only fire and fire. And this has not only costed Iran, Israel, Qatar, or any other Middle Eastern country. This has heavily costed the entire world, because that was one of the world's largest oil refinery. It almost have 20% of the entire world crude oil. So you can understand it, how important and relevant it was. And India has been heavily affected because of that as well. Because you need to understand this one thing. There is a very, there's almost a demand, high demand for crude oil, and out there suppliers are very less. Plus, Strait of Hormuz is also stuck, so nobody is really being able to supply it. So that is how everything is happening right now. Now there has been speculation and question that why is Israel keep doing it? Why is Israel escalating the entire war? And how is it impacting India and almost all the Middle Eastern countries? Now, if you dive into it entirely, Israel is actually attacking, and now they're not only focusing on Iran. Iran was their foremost enemy, that is for sure. Now they're also focusing on Lebanon and all of those countries. And with Lebanon, they are majorly focusing on militant groups out there, which are Hezbollahs. And then if you see out here in Palestine, it was Hamas. Now here is Hezbollah. So they're trying to escalate the war. Israel is trying to finish off the war, which they weren't being able to do it while they were fighting with Israel in Gaza. There the ceasefire happened, although ceasefire was on paper, but still it all happened, right? But here, actually, Israel is trying to do that. Now, Iran, being Iran, they have nothing to lose. They are like, our Khamenei died, the entire family died, and all of that. We have nothing to lose. They made Moshtaba Khamenei. They're again another supreme leader who is the son of Ayatollah Khamenei, right? So now they're like, let's just attack. They're into a very, attacking zone. And also, there are speculation that China and Russia is helping Iran, because now Iran is having such new technology of missiles and all of that, and it's very impossible with the factor that all these missiles out there, newly came and built up in Iran, because it was not there earlier. It is coming right now. Iran was a country which has good money, which has good power asset and all of that. But still, in a way, Iran is actually, defending itself against US and Israel, which are among the most powerful countries, even when it comes to defense and all of that. Now he is giving a good competition to them. That means China and Russia has already joined the game, but they are not coming in front of it. They are taking the back step and then narrating the entire war. The war has almost involved everybody. Now the whole issue out here is that India cannot also be, free from this war, because of that crude oil issue out there. India is also going to suffer. We need to understand this one thing. We as Indians, we import around 98% of crude oil, and if we were very much okay with the fact and thinking about this thing that we are going to get it from Russia and all of that, it is not going to be as possible as that, because in the entire market there is no crude oil right now, because the biggest suppliers, Middle East and all of that, these countries are not being able to, supply it through the Strait of Hormuz, and that is the problem which has have been happening. So basically, everybody will now shift their option towards Russia and all those countries, right? But Russia wouldn't be able to fulfill entire demand of India right now. Russia will also seek for its own profitable business. Russia will also increase the rate for the entire world, even if they don't do it for India. But they wouldn't be able to fulfill all the oil demands which India has right now. Because even earlier, when Russia and India's crude oil deal were on the par, even at that point of time, India used to also import oils from Saudi Arabia, then other countries as well. So that is how it has been happening. But right now, there is no option left. So in this entire scenario, India is also being heavily affected. And plus, we have made our whole sector where we, import the crude oil, then we refine it, and then we convert it into diesel and sell it to in the entire world. But right now, we're not getting it, and that has actually contributed to our economy to a par. We are $4 trillion economy, and 40% of it was constituted because of all this process and this crude oil thing, right? So now this has been also disrupted. This is the whole time where crisis is being escalated and escalated. When US President Donald Trump was asked that why is Israeli military force acting like this and all of that, US President Donald Trump just sideline himself. He's like, Israel is doing that. I have nothing to do with it. And that is just so pseudo of him, because he was the one who started the war with Israel out there, and Israel is not informing US about any of their moves. They're not discussing it. I just don't agree with the entire fact that this is happening in this manner. So basically, I don't think this is actually going the way they want it. There is something else we need to focus on. It's because now the whole argument is happening between Israel and US. US and Israel are not aligning well, because Israel is actually taking up more and more war, and US President Donald Trump has understood this one thing, that Iran is not going to stop. They won't be able to win, but they won't stop, and a little disruption would always be there. And right now, little disruption is not there. Right now, the whole big disruption is there. And also on the other hand, if you see, Qatar, which is the base point, which has been, attacked by Iran. Right now, U.S. President Donald Trump is also in a very anguished manner, because Qatar has, direct ties with the U.S. President Donald Trump, and he's like, why is Israel acting upon all of this so much? And then after that, in revenge, Iran is coming up. Now, Qatar is a country which does not have a lot of oil resources or something like that. It's not as rich as other countries out there in Middle East, like Saudi Arabia and UAE, but it still has, good amount of oil and all of that. Now, since their world's largest and their foremost oil refinery have been hit hard by bombardments, then it is a big loss for Qatar. Qatar, a country like Qatar, could actually, wouldn't be able to survive it. The entire Middle East, if I say, is in a position where they have no certain options. They're like, what to do, when to do, and all of that, and that is creating a big problem right now. Everybody is, questioning this entire thing, that what is next, what will happen next, and all of that. So in this entire scenario, if you see in this entire manner, you'll get to know this one thing: the war has been escalated, and India need to take its diplomatic ties in a very nicer manner. And also, the balance which we were talking about will not be we won't be able to maintain it right now, because the war has almost come right here. It's almost on our face. Today an oil refinery has been, attacked. Some other day something else, then the other day something else, and the other something else. So like this, sometimes the war can get more escalated. So we can just hope that President Donald Trump just negotiates about this war, and also stop Benjamin Netanyahu of doing all those, things which he's trying to do, which through which he's escalating more war. And I think both of these people are really greedy about taking the whole land, about the whole oil and all of that. So I think they need, a superpower to stop them. And now I feel like UN should come up. UN needs a revival. Where is UN right now? UN is the one who almost, who actually was that one organization which helped everybody to recover from World War II. So I think UN should come back, and UN should make laws and all of that, because of Gaza peace war, and after all of this war, UN has been nowhere. UN is out of everything, right? So they should take some strict action against the war which is happening, and also the border security, which is very, very much important. I just hope this war ends soon, and that's all for today. We'll keep updating you about the war entirely. Thank you so much for watching our video, and also before going, do not forget to hit the bell icon. This was Shivi Chitranshi signing off.